Hi everyone and welcome to Advent Poles number 23. Today I have 4 poles, 3 of which are laid out as a triangle, and then the 4th is parallel to the base, and I began with it a walk stride apart. I started by using the 2 parallel poles as a channel to walk through, ask for halt and then some rain back. Then used the rest of the formation to walk from A to C of the school, so crossing the 2 parallel poles and the point, and then began to carry out the circles around the tip of the triangle and then around the wider part of the triangle. I also used the diagonal line of one of the sides of the triangle to the base, not including the second parallel pole, but then progressed this so that I came off the diagonal, walked over one of the sides of the triangle, the base and the parallel pole. Then repeated that the other way, so I crossed the parallel poles first before going on to the base of the triangle. In this exercise, the horses meet the poles on different angles, and that does encourage them to think a little bit about where they're placing their feet. And then, as well as going from the parallel poles to the point, you can do that in the opposite direction and go from the point to the parallel poles. Then moved on to trot, and this time, instead of asking for a halt between the parallel poles, I came back to walk and then back to trot as I left them. Carried out the circles in the trot around the points of the triangle, the diagonal lines and the straight lines. And then the diagonal lines incorporating both of the parallel poles as well, and then the point to the parallels. And then turn that around and carried out in the opposite direction. So in the trot, the parallel poles, the distance between the 2 of them increased to 4 feet, which is Elsa's trot stride, and then in a moment you'll see them increase to 9 feet, which is her canter stride. So when I began this exercise in canter, I started with the transition between the 2 parallel poles. So entered the parallel poles in canter, came back to trot and then back into canter. I also carried out the circle around the triangle and the straight lines from the parallel poles to the tip and from the tip of the triangle to the parallel poles. That was Advent Poles number 23. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you tomorrow.